I'm Alex Brown. I'm co-founder and CMO of Body of Work.
And hey, I'm Jacqueline, co-founder and CEO of Body of Work, the first clean vitamin brand made exclusively for young women. And this is Body Talk.
Body Talk. We're here today to talk about all things body.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
As we were on a journey creating our multivitamin, we learned so much about the body that we didn't know. And we thought it was crazy that we're in our 30s now and there was still a lot of information that was new to us. And we were like, this is nuts.
Yeah.
Biology 101 did nothing for us. We have to
Definitely not. And health class,
not interesting.
Barely scratched the surface. And I mean, what's also crazy is like women's bodies aren't studied nearly as much as men's. So there's a lot we still don't even know.
I know, it's
wild.
Crazy. So each week we're going to bring on a different expert to help us learn about our bodies and the different systems, from skin and hair and vitamins and minerals and why your body needs them, all the way to honestly any crazy questions that we think of or our audience sends in.
Yes. More or less, Jacqueline and I have both had the entrepreneurship bug for many years, and we both, I think, have a passion for anything in the women's space, and women's and lifestyle space. And we weren't quite sure what we wanted to build, but then as it happens, we both gained experience working for different vitamin companies, and we noticed that there really was nothing out there that was catering to the needs of young women specifically. So wanted to set out to create the first multivitamin that's really tailored to that consumer.
I think you described that perfectly.
Thank you.
Yeah, when we were looking at all of the competitive products out there, it's like every single multivitamin was for kids or for women 50 plus or prenatal. And we know that people in like the young womanhood, if you will,
their formative years,
they lead such unique lifestyles that we wanted to create a product and hopefully one day a line of products catered specifically to them and how their bodies work.
Totally. And I know that there was nothing like that when we were coming up. And when we were in our like early 20s, I didn't know the first thing really about taking care of myself. And also Jacqueline and I came up during like peak horrible diet culture and like,
True.
I don't know, like no offense if you juice, but like juicing was a thing. And like, you don't get nearly enough nutrients from just juice. And actually when you juice, you're getting rid of a lot of the fiber and like good stuff that your body needs. That's a whole other tangent. But I think that we're just excited to build something that we know young women can benefit from.
Yeah. And the other cool thing about Body of Work is that since we are both industry veterans, we knew a lot of the ins and the outs, and we were able to craft a vitamin that is unlike any other out there. We were so crazy about our formulation. We made sure it's totally clean, no toxins, no contaminants. What, you're laughing?
I just said she was. No, this vitamin, not to cut you off, but like this vitamin would not exist without Jacqueline. Like she brought the product development background fully. I have never done anything like this in my life, so wouldn't have a product without Jacqueline.
Oh, thank you. We wouldn't have a marketing plan without you. But yeah, it ended up exactly the way we wanted it to. It's everything your body needs, nothing it doesn't. Most multis that you find out there have, 20, 30 different ingredients. And if you're getting more than what you need, your body essentially just sort of pees it out. Or if it's a fat soluble vitamin, which we'll get into, it stores it up, which is also not good. You have to find a happy medium, and that's exactly the information we took in as we created our multi.
Yes, and I feel like this is also a perfect segue to say we are not doctors by any means. Jacqueline, I think you studied business.
Yeah.
And then I studied journalism. So not doctors, but that's why we actually worked closely with a medical advisory board to advise us along the way and make sure that we really created the best possible thing for this demographic.
Yeah. So we worked with some wonderful women. We worked with a team of OBGYNs, nutritionists, and dermatologists because we know, especially at this age, how important skin health is. Do you remember how we came up with our product idea? I do.
Okay, you tell it. I mean, to be honest, well, the reason I can't remember is because there were so many iterations.
I know.
And we talked to a lot of real young women to inform where we landed. But
exactly. No, that was the process. So when we first started talking about body of work, which was not called body of work at the time, we were stuck on this idea of the sleepy girl cocktail because that is what was trending at the time. It was all over the place. And we were like, yes, let's jump on this trend. Lo and behold, Alex and I were like, as seasoned marketers and business women, we were like, we can't just launch a product without talking to the people who it's actually going to benefit. Mm-hmm. So we sat down with, I don't know, a 15, 20 different high school and college students, really anyone who would talk to us. Mm-hmm. And we ran our ideas by them. We said, would you like this, 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 this? We had different sleepy girl cocktail versions. We had stress related vitamins. We had, I don't know, 10 or 20 different ideas. Mm-hmm. And eventually we were like, okay, none of these are sticking. No one's getting excited about it. And then we were like, oh, light bulb, a multivitamin. Mm-hmm. Because it has, at least ours has, like I said, everything you need, nothing you don't. It was so important for us to talk to actual young women as we were formulating this product because we didn't want to put all of this work and effort into something, whereas, we're a different generation. We didn't want it to be something that we just assumed Gen Z wanted or that the younger cohort wanted. We really wanted these young women to be a part of the brand creation and the brand formulation. Yeah. So their input was a huge part in shaping not only our multivitamin, but our brand as a whole. Yeah. And the different benefits that were important to them. One thing that actually surprised me is that when we were talking to all of these high school and college students, they are so incredibly smart and they can see through it a mile away. Yeah. And when we ask them,
they're savvy consumers.
They are so savvy.
Very savvy.
And when we asked them about, okay, what's important to you in a vitamin, they weren't like flavor, gummies, or etc. They were like, I want something that's clean. I want something that's clinically studied, and I want something that's doctor recommended. Mm-hmm. And we were like, check, check, check. If that's what's important to you, that's important to us as a brand. And I feel like we've stuck to that fully.
Yes, totally.
Yeah. Everyone we spoke to, they already understand that wellness is so important in terms of feeling good and being your best self and putting your best self out there. Mm-hmm. And they understood that there are lots of ways to do this, but what they were missing was this more clinical part to that self-care routine, which is the simple, delightful multivitamin that we created.
Yeah. And then the only thing I'll add is when you think about the multivitamin, it's been around for decades and decades. Yeah. But few brands have taken a fresh look at it and reinvented it for a new generation.
Absolutely. Yeah. Alex and I knew that, of course, vitamins and minerals are so important for your body to just function normally. The thing about essential vitamins and minerals is that your body can't produce them on their own. That's why you have to ingest them, whether from food or from a supplement. And there's a startling fact out there that around 60% of college students are not getting the essential nutrients that their bodies need to function properly. So this can come to light in a lot of different ways depending on what nutrients you're not getting enough of. Mm-hmm. It can impact your skin, your mood, your immunity, your energy. It can have so many different impacts in your body. A great example is vitamin D. Most people, not only college students, but most people, especially those living in cold weather climates, they're not getting enough vitamin D, which you normally get from the sun, and they're not getting enough from food either. Vitamin D is so important for many different functions in your body, from bone health to mood to your immune system. And I want to say, like, most people are only getting below 20% of the daily recommended value of vitamin D. So that's why we decided to fill in that nutrient gap with our multi. Specifically, we looked at the data that shows what, women 18 to 25 aren't getting. And that's what we put in our formula. So it's really important to get these essential nutrients again, because your body can't make them on their own.
Yeah. So what was your...
Like, I remember when I was in college, nutrition was so far from the top of my mind.
Yeah.
It was time, money, accessibility. There were some days, and I actually remember this fondly, like I would sit down with a block of cheese and some jelly. I'm not kidding. And it was delicious. Like, I loved it, and it worked for me. Like, I was happy, but I was absolutely not doing anything beneficial for my body.
Yeah.
And I probably...
God bless your metabolism, honestly.
But it's like, if I had known, honestly, I didn't even know why certain vitamins and minerals were called essential. Like, I wasn't in tune to that. I didn't learn that, like, basic fact in school. So I just wasn't being mindful of what I was putting in my body.
Yeah.
And I still am not perfect by any means. Most people aren't. Hence why,
supplements and vitamins are needed
exactly.
sometimes.
Like, you could be the healthiest person and be really intentional, but it's just in today's our lifestyles.
Yeah.
It's really, really difficult to get the nutrients that you need just from food alone. Even though I know we're both of the mindset that food should always be the primary source of your macro and micronutrients, but it's tough.
Yeah. I was actually a weirdo in college. I was like the opposite of most college girls, where I discovered health and nutrition in college. But I also took this like yoga class that actually got me academic credit, and you learned about vegetarianism.
Really?
So that's when I became a vegetarian. I am no longer a vegetarian.
Wait, how long did that last for?
Technically I ate fish too, so I was a pescatarian.
You're a pescatarian. That's so good.
But I did it for like several years. And then when I met Ryan, once Ryan and I lived together for a while, we ate separate meals, but then it just got to be too much, and I got a little bored of my go-tos.
Fair enough.
But I was weird. But don't get me wrong, I was definitely having like the late night pizza and like all that stuff.
Yeah. And it's not like that stuff is necessarily bad for you, right? It's like everything in moderation, but you have to give your body the nutrients that it needs to not even like be super healthy, but to just function normally.
Yeah, totally. Sweet.
Yeah, I want a pizza now.
I had pizza for lunch.
So the most surprising thing to me when I was doing the research for our multivitamin was the fact that there aren't a lot of actual clinical studies on biotin that prove that it actually has benefits to support your hair, like longer, thicker, stronger hair. I didn't find any of that. And I with our dermatologist on our medical advisory board, we scoured clinical studies, and the only thing that we can find on biotin is that it actually helps your nails become thicker and longer at 2.5 milligrams. So when we talk about the benefits of biotin that we put in our multi, we strictly only talk about the benefits it has on nails. And it is possible that it has benefits for other parts of your body, but
totally,
we're being so careful about the claims that we make.
Yeah.
So the fact that we couldn't find a clinical study on that, we're not able to make that claim. And instead, we're just talking about the benefits of biotin for nails, which, by the way, I desperately need.
Which we both need. Unfortunately, manicures did not happen before the filming of this. Yeah, I always, it's wild how many other brands claim other things that it can do without the studies to back it up.
Okay, but maybe they have studies that we just couldn't find.
True.
And if you're out there and you have them, please send them to us so we can read them. But we couldn't find them.
For me, I was surprised by some of the green tea extract benefits, because I think of green tea and I think of it as something that's supposed to detox you, which, by the way, when I started digging into it, is not really a thing. That's not a benefit. But it was cool to learn that it can have some benefits for your skin. So I believe, again, not a doctor, so please do not quote me, but it sort of helps promote healthy skin from the inside out.
Yeah, it does. It does. It has a ton of antioxidants, and without getting too clinical, the way it works is these antioxidants sort of power up in your body, and they're able to help protect your skin from UV rays. This is not saying you can take a green tea extract and go without sunscreen. Sunscreen is so important. Wear your sunscreen.
Whole self-care, okay? So it's not all the things. We are not, going to solve all of your life problems.
Yes, but it does have a lot of benefits for your skin. And then antioxidants also help fight free radicals.
Yes, that was the word I was trying to think of.
Free radicals, which are things that ultimately put stress on your body and sort of help make your cells age a little bit faster and put stress on them. So antioxidants are good.
Okay. Who wants to hear some of our horrible names?
Our brand names before body of work.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
You have a long list there.
Yeah, these aren't all of them. So Jacqueline was saying Evie was one. We were thinking of doing just a girl's name, almost encapsulating our customer in a name. Okay, Inside Job.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, well was one. Yes. But we thought it could have a negative connotation.
Well.
It could be snarky.
Yeah.
It could be taken as too snarky, and we just didn't go that route. Oh my God. I have
what?
I'm some of these I don't even remember. I must have not even shared some of these with you because they're so bad.
I want to hear that.
Okay. Ripe. Ooh. Extract. Dew. Little treat. Sundays. Cozy. Giving your body an inside hug.
Didn't we have one that was weekend something?
Maybe. Oh, make my day.
Make
my day. Save the day. Self-made. Good start. I kind of like good start.
We had a lot more to say than I thought we would.
Yeah.
Sorry to our intern, Brooke.
I guess. I guess after 20 years of being friends, You can talk a lot.
I guess
You know,
so.
it's easy to talk a lot.
So we're going to be doing a body talk episode every week. And every week we're going to be focusing on a different part of your body and inviting an expert in to come talk about that. So on our next episode, we'll be focusing on the skin with Dr. Julie Riley. So if you have any questions, skin related, or any questions that a dermatologist could answer, submit them on our socials, so TikTok or Instagram at Body of Work Vitamins. And we can't wait to talk about skin with you and your body. That's Body Talk.